Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. You guys know the vibes, man. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. About that time. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's good, Dom? Brother Dom. KC, Jaden, him, Sherman. Kenny, what's good, brother? John, Mr. Nobody. Game Boy Tommy, what's good, man? DV, Swing, Brian, Chris, King, James, Mr. Bugs, Walcott. What is good, everybody? Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, man. We got a massive week ahead of us. Super excited about it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Let me go ahead and fix this chat. I don't know why it's so small, but we gotta make that a little bit bigger. Let's see what we can do here. Bam. Let's see if we can make that a little bigger here. I wonder why it looks like that. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me fix this real quick. Right. How's everybody's weekend? Everybody had a good weekend? Okay, boom. There we go. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Size, let's do 1025, maybe 1200. Give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to, as you guys can see, I got a new layout here, so trying to get this situated. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, I don't know, we'll have to work on this another time. I'm not going to spend too much time here. See if we can get this situated real quick. Boom! That works for now. That works for now. Everything else good? Everything else looks good. C-Dub310, appreciate that, man. That's dope, man. You don't have to donate, but appreciate that, man. Does my watch chart update every week? It updates every day. If it's not updating for you, refresh it, click the link in, and do it again, and you should be good to go. And yeah, man, let's get it. Everything looks good here, crystal clear. Alrighty, you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties just a second ago. Let's get this thing on the road, man. How you guys like the new layout? Spent a lot of time this weekend trying to get it situated, fix some quality issues on my end. Hopefully everything sounds clear. Hopefully everybody can see clear. Yeah, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's good, everybody. Sean, Sandy, JR, Master, Classy, Continuous Growth, James, Lena, what's up? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Like I said, we got a big night ahead of us. We got a big week ahead of us. Let's get right into these charts, y'all. Hopefully everybody can see clear. Hopefully everybody can hear clear. And yeah, man, let's get this thing on the road. Let's get this show on the road. Let's bring up the big boy chart here. And I want to test out one thing really quick. I want to test out one thing because this will help me answer questions with you guys. So let's see if I can get this situated. I want to pin that message. And then we'll get started here. I want to pin that message. Hopefully it works. Let me see. Bam. Save settings. Unpin. Pin that really quick. I want to be able to see your guys's. I want to be able to. Why isn't that working? Save settings. Okay, copy. Boom. Let's try another one. Huh. Alright, let's try one more time. If not, we'll go. I don't know why that's not working. Okay, enabled. Maybe do it at the bottom, top. Can you guys see it on your end? Should a little pop up? I don't know why it's not working. I was really looking forward to this because it'll supported platforms, YouTube. Okay, so it says it works. Save those settings, copy, do that. My bad, y'all. Whatever, we'll work on that later. I'm not gonna stress about it right now. I'm not gonna stress about it right now. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. I was hoping it worked because that would have been pretty dope. That would have been pretty dope. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get into these charts. Let's get these charts. I'm gonna get this fixed. That's my last attempt here. Damn, fucking still won't work. It's whatever. I'll fix it some other time. Alrighty, you guys. I can't even see the chat. I can't even see the chat. Yeah, it's showing up on your guys' end, but it's not showing up on my end. It's all good, man. All right, let me refresh this real quick, get my chat going, and we'll get going. Alrighty, cool. Let's get it. Let's get it. NQ's dumping. Yeah, I peeped that a minute ago. I was watching a short off that 2100, but I didn't quite get an entry. Obviously, I'm sitting here fucking with this shit. I was watching gold heavy tonight too. A very nice pop there. If we break out of this downtrend on gold, that can be huge. I was watching it short, but if we break this downtrend, that is massive. We'll cover gold in a second, but this level right here is huge. We're either going to get that big reversal or that big reversal one way or another. I mean, even NQ, you know, I like this setup right now. We got a nice little downtrend developed tonight. Had that double top fade to go higher. Rejected that daily 200. Just broke that structure tonight. Got a nice little downtrend build here. NQ's got these overnight lows. Now we have that new lower high. So we'll keep a close eye on this. If we get another pop, form a lower high, we can look for that short down into 20,000. That'll be a good watch. Or if we reclaim here above 21.25, we look for that move higher. We'll keep an eye on it. Alright, you guys. Let's get into tonight's live. Sorry about the little delay here. Mamba said something. Whoever deleted it, next time, don't delete it. I would love to see what he said. Can I go back and see it? Let me see. If it's every single live, man. Like, that's my most dedicated hater. And I imagine being a hater like that, it's gotta suck. You know what I mean? Like, I took a massive loss last week, and I still made over 300K on the month. So imagine seeing me take a loss and then seeing me make 300K in the same month I took a massive loss. I'd be pretty upset as well. But hey, Mamba, I respect you. You know, I consider you a fan. You know what I mean? Like that's the definition of a fan to me. You know what I mean? You're like a diehard, so I appreciate that. Um, yeah, let's get it, y'all. First things first, get into this economic data. Two, let's get into these charts. Everybody give a shout out to Mamba for being the #1 supporter here. And yeah, man, let's get it. 5 days a week he's on the Zoom. 6 days a week he's tuned in. Sunday live. That's fucking awesome, man. Let's get it. Alrighty, here we go. First things first here. Let's get into this economic calendar. We are going into Monday, May 5th. You can't, I'm not going to block him. I'm not that type of person. I don't even know how to block him either on YouTube. But, at the end of the day, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? I show up, I do the live. If he wants to tune in every Sunday, because I know he's still watching. That's the thing. He types a message in the chat, and then whatever happens to him, happens to him. And then he sits and watches the rest of the night. He takes the game plan. He trades throughout the week. He hops on Zoom every day. You know what I mean? He's just one of those people where, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's, like, at all, but he can't put his pride to the side. He's already stepped out there being a hater, so he doesn't want to go on the other side. You know what I mean? He probably really likes me, but I've clowned him so much. He's probably, like, as a man, you know what I mean? He's probably feeling like, you know what I mean? But he did it to himself at the end of the day. At the end of the day, he did it to himself, so I can't feel bad. But, yeah, I appreciate you, Mom. But you spend a lot of time showing up, so I appreciate that, man. I do. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Monday, May 5th, kicking the week off, we have PMI at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is Monday, May 5th. And then we have ISM at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on Monday, May 5th as well. Tuesday here, pretty much good to go. Nothing exciting at all. Wednesday. This is the star of the show, right? This is the biggest day of the week. We have FOMC at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where the statement will be released. And then at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Jay Powell will be bumping his gums regarding this conference. Big day, right? Reason being is because between the last FOMC and this FOMC, there's been a lot going on with the tariff talks, Trump and Jay Powell. There's a lot going on, right? Like interest rate decisions, higher, lower, cut, no cut. This is the one, in my opinion. This is big for the market in terms of influence. I'm gonna give this a solid 10 out of 10. Right? This will move the market, guaranteed, massively. Just hopefully it's not too indecisive. Right? Hopefully he's either super hawkish or we need decision. Right? That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? We need decision. That's what I hope we come to a conclusion to on Wednesday is some type of decision. But this is the biggest day of the week, probably the biggest day of the quarter. Right? This is gonna be huge. And that's Wednesday, May 7th. Thursday, we have our usual May 8th jobless claims, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Friday here, we are good to go. Very excited for Thursday and Friday because Thursday, nothing really of importance here, just jobless claims. And then Friday, we're good to go. So game plan this week is Monday. We can kind of be a little bit aggressive here, right? Tuesday, kind of tone it down a little bit. And then Wednesday, risk off, right? I'm going to put RO here. Wednesday, completely risk off. And then, Thursday and Friday, we can kind of pick it back up depending on what the market's doing. So that's my personal game plan. This is what we got to look forward to this week. It's going to be huge, right? It's going to be absolutely huge. It's a big week. Super excited for it. And yeah, man, let's get it. Let's get into these charts now. Before we do, I do want to talk a little bit about earnings here. We do have a couple interesting things to cover. First things first here. Let's go ahead and check out my lovely post from Sunday. Monday, we have PLTR. That's going to be a fun name to trade. Tuesday, we have Datadog, AMD, and Upstart. Wednesday, we have Uber, Disney, and Dash. And then Thursday, we have Shop, Crocs, Trade Desk, Coinbase, and Affirm. So here we have 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly 11 or 12 different solid names that we could potentially trade on those post-earnings setups. So very excited about that. We can get a big gap up, big gap down, look for that second day bounce, second day reject, second day continuation, and this would be solid A-plus setups when you have that earnings catalyst behind them. So we got a lot of opportunity this week with this earnings calendar. Very excited about that. So all in all, I think this week is going to be great because of that, right? We have a solid earnings calendar, a lot of mid caps, but yeah, I'm excited for it. There's going to be a lot of opportunity this week, whether it's with FOMC or earnings. I'm just excited for it, right? It's a beautiful week. Charts look very good, which we're about to get into right now, and Yeah, man, it's looking good. We're looking very good. And holy cow, what a freaking rip on gold. This is the thing with gold, right? Like, I'm bullish on gold, right? You guys can see this chart. Anybody who's not bullish on gold needs their head checked, right? Like, obviously, we're sitting near all-time highs, but if we can get a dip buy on this, that is like the holy grail, right? If you can get a dip buy on gold, that is literally the holy grail. And, you know, if we bounce from anywhere, it's likely going to be from here, right? You guys can see this is a massive, massive macro demand. As you guys know, I was pretty much short gold from here all the way down to here. So now we might have to flip here, right? We might have to flip for valid reason. Why? We just tested that macro demand. What do? We held, and now what do? We formed a higher low here. So if gold can get above this structure, which is 32.75 after forming that higher low, if we can get a break and hold above that structure, this can really get parabolic to the upside. So my big inflection point here on gold is going to be this 32.75. There's two things I'm watching here. If we get the break and hold above, looking for a long. If we get that failure, that'll be the short trigger back down into these lows. So make sure you guys keep an eye on this 32.75. This is a beautiful setup, and you guys can see why it's such a significant level, right? Look at the chart. Major support, 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 turn resistance. So this is the big inflection point on gold. And there's a lot of value here, right? You guys can see the way gold trades. It honestly trades extremely well, right? I love the way that gold trades. But yeah, man. Oh, also forgot to tell you guys. I think there's a message in the chat, but I was fortunate enough to get a couple accounts from Apex to give away to you guys. So along with the cash giveaway tonight, I'm gonna give away I think 5 or 6 codes where you can pick any size account you want, and it's completely free. So that was pretty cool on their end. I guess they felt bad I lost all that money, but it's whatever. Alrighty, let's get it, y'all. Let's hop into these charts. Here we are. NQ monthly. Let's get it, man. Last month, this is what we were waiting for. We're waiting for April to close out. Here we are in May. I mean, this monthly chart, right? This monthly chart, I mean, you know, you look at it, right? The overall structure is very bullish, right? That without doubt, right? We have these higher highs, higher lows. We're still very bullish, right? Last month, got that extremely long wick. We're up like 20-something%, right? From this daily low, we're up 23% right now with very little pullback. And that is concerning, right? What also is concerning is how we closed this monthly chart, right? In my opinion, the probability of us just straight up ripping into all-time highs is very low, right? We have to come down and test this demand first, in my opinion. I would say we need to at least test this 19,000, maybe 18,000 minimum before going higher, right? I don't think that we're just gonna. I mean, it's not like I think. I don't want to say I think. It's not sustainable, right? This upside is no longer sustainable short term in terms of this relief bounce. So as you guys know, I am in a short swing. My main watch, right? You guys know this. I've talked about it last month. I'm gonna talk about it again. This is that major supply, right? This is that daily 200 MA as well. This is the almighty level for me. 2,500, 2,400. Looking for a push into this area, fail, get back below that previous month's low, and that is where we can look to add to our shorts and look for that move lower. That's my ultimate short watch here on this monthly chart. Outside of that, I mean, there's not really much to talk about. Weekly chart is a different scenario, right? What did we do here? We kind of pulled back, right? Back into this major demand, held. Now we have this weekly higher low, and we have a weekly high. So now the big game is, hey, are we going to pull back, form another higher low, and then rip again? Or are we going to pull back, form a higher low, and head back to these lows? So right now there's really not much to work from, but we do have big levels, right? One of those levels is at 2,500. You guys can clearly see the significance of this area, right? This is that daily 200 MA, that massive, massive support, which is now resistance. This is my top watch, right? Pop into that 2,500, 2,700 area. It's the main watch to build size into a short swing for a move lower. That is my almighty game plan this week, moving forward in general, right? If we pull back, that might change, but as of right now, that's a top watch. Now, getting down to the daily. I'm not going to go over these charts too in depth, right? Because One, there's FOMC this week, so a lot could change. But I'm just going to give you guys the big macro levels as I usually do. Side note, who wants to... I don't think I have any moderators, to be honest. Does anybody want to be a moderator? Somebody, preferably a Minty. Continuous growth. I know you're here every night. Do you mind being a moderator? I don't have any. I think it's a good idea that I do. Let me see. Yeah, we'll make continuous growth a moderator. Dom, I think, is a moderator too. Make a couple more people. Let me find some trustworthy names in here. Jaden, okay. See some trustworthy names in here. Pascal, that's a long time homie. I don't want to have too many. How many's that? 3? We'll do 5. Big Swole, yeah, we can make Big Swole one. One more. We'll do one more here. Who else we got? Someone that attends obviously every live. Sandy, yeah, Sandy, she's very trustworthy. We'll rock out with Sandy. See how that goes. Alright, y'all, let's get back to this chart. This is what I really want to talk about, right? Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. NQ, right? What do we have here? Looks like we could be forming a massive weekly head and shoulders. What does it line up with? Lines up perfectly with that supply. That left shoulder supply lines up perfectly with that supply. I would consider that very high probability if we got up there for that head and shoulders. That's just my personal opinion. Is it going to happen? Who knows? We're here to find out. Main watch, though, this week, as you guys can see on this chart, we are approaching a massive make or break supply, right? Massive. 2,500. 2,900. And then we have that daily 200 MA right here. This is huge, right? This is huge. You can see we had that all-time high rejection, that lower low. That was that last lower high, right? This is technically that shift in the downtrend, right? Look at what happened when we reversed here. We went all the way down to that 16,000 level. That is absolutely huge. And then here we are again approaching that same supply. That is absolutely massive, right? That is absolutely massive. And that is something we need to be paying attention to, right? That is something we definitely need to be paying attention to without doubt. So with that being said, that is my top watch this week on NQ is if we get up into this 2,500 area, I'm looking for a reject, right? 2,500, 2,550. That's my top watch for a reject. Now, what I want to do is get down to the hourly here and break down some cleaner levels. Again, look at where we're trading right now. Where did we just reject from? We just rejected a major supply. 2270, right? 2270, 2500 is that major supply. What are we seeing here overnight, right? We're seeing some nice weakness, right? And it's very important to note going into tomorrow's session, we failed that previous week's high. So now on this hourly time frame, what do we have here? We have a failure to go higher, right? This is a failure to go higher, right? So my game plan with NQ right now is we need to be trading accordingly. Right? 1, massive demand. 19,700, 19,750. As long as we're below this 2125, I like this chart for lower. Right? I do. And you guys can see why. We attempted to go higher and we failed. Right? So as long as we're below that 2125, 2150, I'm going to be looking for those pops to short back down into that 20,000. Ultimately, I want to see a break and hold below that 20,000 and we can really look for that aggressive downside back down into 19,700. That is my top watch tonight into tomorrow. All right? Long as we're below that 2125, 2150, I'm looking for those pops to short down into that 20,000. We lose that 20,000. That's where we can confidently go short back down into this 19,700, 19,750 area. Now, in terms of upside, right? We've been very strong, without doubt, right? Without doubt. Now, in order for me to be confident in upside, I need to see 2 things. 1, pull back, right? So maybe pull back, break that 2050, test that 20,000, reclaim that 2050. That's a long entry back into 2125. Main watch is we get that pullback, reclaim 2125, and then we look for that long back into 2270. 2270 is going to be the main watch for higher. That's where we can get that move back into that 2420, 2500 area. So that's going to be the main watch for the week ahead here on NQ is 1, 20,000, 2125, 2270, 19700, right? Long as we're below that 2125, 2150 tonight, I'm going to look for that pop to short. Like even right now, this is beautiful, right? Market opened, developed a nice downtrend. Now we got that lower high, right? So as long as we're below that lower high, that's where I'll be looking for those pops to short down into 20,000. We lose that 20,000. That's where we can look for that continuation, 19,850, 19,700. Reclaim that 2125, 2150. That's where shorts are off the table. All right. And I'm looking for an entry right now as we speak, right? If we can get a short entry here, I love it, right? I posted a little while ago. Hopefully one of my mentees took it. But this was great. This was a great entry. 2100 I spoke about in the mentee chat. So hopefully one of you guys caught it. That was a beautiful short, right? We had that structure, attempt to go higher, failed to go higher, lost it. Once we lost it here, that's your entry to go short. Stop loss above those highs, target those lows. That's a beautiful trade, right? That's considered an A+ setup. Why? We have that failure, failure to go higher, that break of structure. We have developed the downtrend. We got that lower high. We got that 2100 failure. That's a great setup, right? It's a great setup. Let's see what we got here. I seen that message. Someone said that that what I said on SPY last week was wrong, and I don't have to do this, but I'm going to. Let's go back to last week. You took your time to comment, right? So I'm going to take my time to prove you wrong. This is the game plan from last week, right? What did I say? Upside. All eyes on 555. A break and hold above will be very confident going long. Right? Break and hold above 555 will be very confident going long. We have nothing but room into 560, 565. If we get strong enough back into this macro supply at 565, 575, that is where we can then look for a reject to flip short. What happened last week? We broke 555. That's where I said I was confident to go long. We then got the retest the next day, and where do we trade into? 560, 565. So what's wrong about that? What's wrong about it? Oh, now we got Mumbles here. Mumbles. I like the hate comments. You guys can leave the hate comments unless it's something obviously outrageous. Mumbles. Let's listen to what Mumbles says. Be careful listening to this guy. I lost all my savings listening. You deserved it. I hope you lost it all. I hope you're broke, and I hope you're living in a box, cocksucker. Next time, learn to have proper risk management. There's one thing that you can't learn from anybody, and there's one thing nobody can do for you, and that's manage your risk. You got one job, and you fucked it up. Good job. He said, Aristotle's a better trader. I'm going to cough. I'm going to cough to prevent myself from saying that no one's ever seen a day trading P&L from him in 5 years. Anyway, we'll keep that pushing. Anything else? Anything else? Alrighty, y'all. Let's get into ES here. Now, I love it, man. I do. People troll. They don't realize that I'm the biggest troll. You know what I mean? I'm the biggest troll. The biggest. The biggest. And the thing is, I have proof for everything that I say. Everything. I've done it year over year, day after day, week after week, month after month. Alrighty, here we go, guys. Let's get into ES here. Let's go take a look at the NQ real quick. Yeah, we're about to break those lows. That looks very good, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to add an alert right there just so we can be notified. And I'm going to add an alert right here. That way we don't miss that either. Gold, I'm going to put an alert right here so we don't miss that. And then I'm going to put an alert right there. I mean, usually, man, and I'm going to say this proudly, these Sunday lives are extremely positive. So, you know, when we get a couple haters, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's fine. It's completely fine. Someone said I betrayed them. You tell me how I betrayed them. By giving them 110% year after year, and got what? Got done like a what? If you want to talk about it, we could talk about it. Wow, man, look at this gold chart. That's pretty crazy. This fucker's ripping. That is what? That's a $30 move. Wow. It's like $3,000 a contract. Sheesh. I refuse to miss gold. This is one thing I refuse to miss. If we have to sit here all night, we'll sit here all night. This is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Massive. 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 I'm telling you, this will be a swing of a lifetime if this closes strong. Swing of a lifetime. Got that macro demand test. If we can like get a nice daily closure above this 32.75 after breaking that downtrend too. Got that higher low here. Macro demand test. That would be beautiful. And on the flip side, right? On the flip side, hold up. If we fail, that's still beautiful. This can be a top watch. Top watch. Top watch. For all the mods, you guys can time out if you want to. You don't have to just delete them. Just say something you don't like. That's your call. You know what I mean? You don't have to delete it, or delete it once. They do it again. Time out. 24 hours. Keep it pushing. See you next week. Yeah, man, this gold looks really good. Really good. There's two things are gonna happen here, right? We're either gonna hold, right? We're gonna hold this 32.75 and get even more parabolic, or we're gonna fail, right? There's two things that are gonna happen here, and I think that's a great opportunity. Either way you look at it. Either way you look at it, I think that's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity, no matter how you look at it. So we'll keep an eye on that for a second, and then we'll hop over to ES here. I think I set my alerts. I'm pretty sure. I think I set my alerts. I'm gonna make this. No, that's good. Crypto, yeah, crypto. We'll check that out here in a few minutes. Alrighty, y'all. Let's get it. ES. Pretty much the same chart, right? In terms of NQ, right? Got that massive wick here, up about 18%, 19% from those daily lows. Game plan's pretty much the same, right? Wick above that previous month's high, back into this 5800, 5850 area, and get back below that previous month's high after wicking above it. Look for that failure to go higher. That's the short trigger, right? That's pretty much all I'm watching here on the monthly. And on the weekly, that would look exactly like I just showed on the monthly, right? Where we have that major supply here, 5800, 5850. This is absolutely huge, right? I'm simply just watching for a push in this 5800, 5850, fail that previous month's high, get back below it, get that week daily closure, weekly closure. That's our trigger to add and swing short. That simple. That's the game plan, right? That's simple. That's simple. That's simple. Daily, pretty much same scenario, right? Same scenario. Look at how clean and massive these levels are. Right? Like, look how clean this 5850 is, right? This is clean as it gets. Major resistance, support, resistance. Game plan's very simple. We get that push into 5800, 5850, get that failure. That's the almighty watch for a short. That simple. Daily 200 MA, massive supply, Absolutely beautiful. Literally beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Hourly here. Game plan is very simple, right? If you're a person that loves trading ES, it's that simple, right? Just rejected at 57.25, which was a major supply. So if you want to trade ES tonight or into the morning, right? Game plan would be as follows. Long as we're below that previous week's structure, which is that 56.85, long as we're below that 56.85, you could look for that short, back down into 56.30, lose that 56.30, 5600 is the target. We get down to this 5600, that's where you could look for a relief bounce. If we lose 5600, it's lights out. And honestly, this ES chart looks better than NQ. I'm going to be very honest. This ES chart looks a lot better, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you. That it looks very good. Very good. Very, very good. Not going to lie to you at all. We have that previous structure. We attempted to go higher, failed it. Now we're back below it. I think it looks very good. Very good. So game plan on ES would pretty much be the same as NQ, right? As long as we're below that 5700, 5690, look for those pops to short back into it, right? Look for that move down into that 5630, ultimately targeting that 5600. That's what I would watch into tomorrow, right? That's what I would watch into tomorrow. Looks very good. That looks absolutely amazing. Like I said, looks better than NQ. It does. Looks a lot better than NQ. It does. Yeah, if we can get an entry, I would take it. No problem. I would take it. No problem. I would take it. No problem. Long, very simple. Reclaim, 56.85. Look for that 5700 again. YM, we could talk a little bit about it. Not much really going on here. I love. We did reclaim that massive structure, 41,000. So that's pretty much the pivot for me. 41,000, 42,000. RTY, pretty much identical chart. What I really want to speak on here is this 2,000 level. If you're looking to trade RTY, IWM specifically, very simple. 2,000 is the level you're watching. That's pretty much it, right? 2,000 here, that is huge, right? If we're above this 2,000 and we start to hold it, you can look for that long entry back into 2040. If we lose 2,000, that's the ultimate short, right? This resistance turned into support. If we can turn this support back into resistance, you would look for that retest below 2,000. This can get very, very ugly down into that 1930. That would be the game plan there on RTY. It looks very good, right? And if you really want to pay attention here, right, it does look like we're forming a head and shoulders. I just seen somebody say it. We got the left shoulder, head potentially forming, which lines up, right? It does line up. Right? If you want to talk about it, it does line up. Got that left shoulder supply here, which is that level 21.25 I was just talking about. Very likely we trade back down into this 19,700, do get that pop, and then maybe that reversal from there. Who knows, right? This is just a what-if scenario. Levels are clear as day, so just trade the levels, right? That's all we can do. So all we can do is trade the levels. These are some very clean charts, though. Very clean charts, guys. Very clean charts. Gold specifically, NQ, ES. These are some beautiful charts going into the week ahead. These are charts to be excited about for sure. These are charts to be very excited about, right? Very, very excited about. Alrighty, let's move forward here. Let's get into SPY and QQQ. Level. ES, 5,800, right? 5,800. 5,800. The fact that this person keeps creating a new YouTube just to comment is pretty crazy. That's dedication. That's only something a person that, one, really doesn't like me, or two, is getting paid to do so. So, I mean, I respect it regardless. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make your job easy. Keep making a new account. That's all I got to say. SPY, 5,800, 5,850 correlates to 576, 580. This is the almighty level, almighty watch with ES as well. All right? Almighty watch. Daily 200 MA, that macro supply. This is it, right? This is it. That's all is all. That's it. NQ dumping? Yeah, wow. We are starting to get that breakdown. Really starting to break down here. Tonight we open at what, 2180? We're down about 140 points. Yeah. This can get interesting into the morning. Right now, obviously, we're dumping a little bit from the overnight session on futures. So SPY's likely not going to open up here. If anything, as of right now, SPY's likely... We're down almost 1%. We're down actually a lot. I didn't even realize that. NQ's down almost a whole percent. ES is down 0.7%. We're actually down a lot. As of right now, SPY's going to open at like 562, which is that's pretty hectic, right? That is pretty hectic. We are opening pretty low. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is starting to get ugly. This is where that selling can really pick up. If anybody took that 2100 entry, that was the best entry. But damn, this is looking good. Yeah. As of right now, SPY's going to open at like 562. That's damn. Yeah, we are starting to shift too. Yeah, this looks good. Looks very good. The kid created another account. Let him keep going. Waste all the time in the world. Whoever's paying him, or if he has that much time to do so, let him do it. SPY 575, 580. Downside 555. Almighty level. Almighty level. Like I said, I'm not going to cover SPY and QQQ too much right now because we are seeing a pretty significant move here on futures. So whatever I cover likely isn't going to be the same in the morning. But if anybody caught that short on NQ, that was huge. That was huge. Anybody catch that? I didn't. Obviously, I'm sitting here on the live, but damn, that was nice. Very nice. That's almost an 80-point move. That's huge. That is really big. That's massive, actually. Holy shit. Hope at least one of you guys caught it. Hope at least one of you guys caught it. That would be dope. Let me see. Yeah, wow. That's a big move. Gold is failing. Yeah, we're gonna catch something on this live, hopefully. That's the goal. Catch a nice trade. I don't think gold's gonna fail immediately. I think we might break and then retest and then come back, but yeah, it does look good. It does look very good. It does look very good. We're approaching that massive 20,000 level too. That's huge. All right, let's finish this live and then we'll take a look at futures, see if we can catch something. QQQ. This is the almighty level, right? You guys can see here, 500, 495. That correlates to that 2400, 2800 area on NQ. This is that daily 200 MA and that macro supply. As you guys know, I already entered a short position, but this is where I'm looking to add, right? This is where I'm looking to build size into this swing, and my stop is going to be above that 505. And yeah, this is the area I'm watching. This is the pivot, in my opinion. This is the almighty level. This is either where we get a massive pullback, 5 to 10% plus pullback, or we go back to all-time highs, right? It's that simple. FOMC prediction, in my opinion, if it's bad, we're going to be down here at 460, 450. If it's good, I would say 513, 520, right? Bullish, 520, bearish, 450. That's my personal take. SPY, I would say bullish, maybe 600, bearish, 530, maybe 520. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Let's get into these individual names. Keep this thing pushing. Keep this thing pushing. I'll cover SPY and QQQ a lot more in depth tomorrow morning, because obviously a lot's going to be changed overnight with this futures move. A lot's going to be changed. Wow, man, NQ looks freaking great. NQ looks freaking great. That's a big move tonight. It's almost a 200-point move. Yeah, that is huge. Huge, 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 huge. Yeah, that is very big. Alrighty, let's get into these individual names. First things first, we have IWM. It's a name that I am watching for two different things. One, 197.50. That correlates to that RTY 2000 level. So, what I'm watching for here, as of right now, we're going to open near it. So, if we open at this 196.50, 197.50, this is going to be the big watch, right? We're either going to hold it, rip back into these highs. If we can get above that 201.50, that's our trigger to go long back into 206.50. Now, like I said, I'm very open-minded. If we lose that 2000, that 196.50, we can flip short on IWM back down into that 190. So my big level this week is going to be that 197.50, 196.50, and that 2000 on RTY. And that's pretty much the game plan on IWM. Is see what we do around that 2000 level, and we can go from there. Next, we have Microsoft. Love this chart for multiple reasons. Number one, great relative strength here after that massive gap up from earnings. Top watch is two things. One, pull back into 420. You guys can see that's that massive demand here, 420. Or if we can get above that 440, we can look for that break and hold and go long back into 450, 457. That looks very good. That is my top long watch for the week ahead. 420 pullback or above 440. Next, we have Tesla. Tesla is a chart I love as well. We got that weekly bullish engulfing from last week's session. Now, where are we at? We are back into this major supply. Tesla just now has a massive drop base on the daily, right? And now, where are we trading? We're trading back into this major supply. Not just this major supply, but the daily 200 as well. And I want you guys to really pay attention. You guys always ask me, how do I know what's going to do what, or how I know that? In reality, I don't know, right? But I use what's available to me on the charts and this confluence through multiple charts to gain confidence, conviction, and the overall sentiment and structure. SPY in supply, QQQ in supply, Microsoft in supply, Apple in supply. Everything across the market is in supply. Tesla in supply. So if we do reject from here, this is the level, right? And if we do break out from here, this is the level. This is where the market shifts. This is the pivot, right? Same thing I talked about Tesla, QQQ, SPY, all of these names. We are trading in that make or break area, right? This is that rally base on the hourly and that drop base on the daily. So two things are going to happen here with Tesla. We're either going to get above that 295, and that's where we can look to go long back into 300 and 310, or we're going to fail that 295. We're going to break the bottom of this base, and we're going to trade back down towards the bottom of that drop base, right? That's pretty much it. So the big levels to watch on Tesla this week are 1, 295 to the upside, 2, 272.50 to the downside. That is my whole watch on Tesla, right? Pretty much watch how it reacts to the overall market. We get above that 295, look for that long opportunity. Get below that 272.50, look for that short opportunity, right? Pretty much the same thing I talked about in NQ as well, right? And it's that simple, right? It's that simple. Analyzing multiple time frames, getting your confluence or that conflict, and trading accordingly, right? Like my whole process tonight, you guys just seen it. If you listen to me, y'all. If you pay attention enough, you will learn how to trade. I literally gave you how I was going to trade NQ tonight, or how I trade. Not even going to trade. This is how I trade, right? This is how I trade, right? What did I say? We tested the macro supply. Awesome. Cool. Went down to the hourly time frame. What do? We identified our level, that previous week structure. So here, we tested that macro supply. We failed it. Got back below that previous week structure. Now that we're back below that previous week structure, that opens the door for a bearish move back into that demand, right? That's simple. So now that we identify the level, we're back below the level. What do? We go to a lower time frame and we execute, right? We go to a lower time frame, we execute. Market open, we developed a downtrend, we got the lower high. Once we form that lower high, break structure, you take an entry, stop above the lower high, and you hold, right? You guys literally just tell you exactly what was going to happen before it happened. Literally, before it even happened. Right? Before it even happened. It's not like I'm sitting here saying after it happened or whatever the case. No. Right? And hopefully you guys caught it. I'm not going to lie. I did chase it a little bit, but I only caught like 20 points. 20,000 here. This is huge. Right? This is huge. We should see a nice little relief bounce here. So it could be worth it for a long, but obviously it's higher risk with how weak we are. Could be a nice opportunity here, though. It could, for sure. Could be a nice opportunity here, though. Could be a nice opportunity here, though, for sure. We'll keep an eye on it for 1 second. I don't want to stay here too long. Don't want to stay here too long. Yeah, this is huge, right? This is huge. This is exactly what I was talking about tonight. Exactly what I was talking about. Exactly what I was talking about. No, this price action tonight is better than it has been intraday, right? Like, this is beautiful, right? Like, this move tonight is literally beautiful, right? This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at the chart. What do? We broke that uptrend, failed that structure, and we developed a downtrend below it. That's beautiful, right? That's all you can ask for. That's an A+ scenario, right? That's beautiful. Same thing with ES, right? ES, what did I say? Same thing. 5682, YM, same thing. You know, it's beautiful. That's what we look for. All right, let's get back to the charts here. Nvidia. Again, what did I talk about with everything being in supply? Look at Nvidia. Where are we trading? Massive supply, right? This is where Nvidia either breaks, rips back into 125 plus, or we fail and it's back down to these lows. It's that simple, right? That's the only thing that's going to happen here. We're not going to sit up here for long. That is for sure, right? So game plan on Nvidia is very simple. One, if we can get above 115 and hold, that's our long trigger, right? That's where we can look for that long entry targeting 120, 125. Now, on the flip side, if Nvidia fails this massive 115, maybe wicks above it, fail, that is a proper short entry, right? Use a stop above the failure high. Or two, we fail at 115, pull back, break this 110.50, that is also a great short entry, back down to the next demand. Literally exact same setup I spoke about on NQ, right? I'm telling you guys, right? My mentees probably don't want to hear this, right? If you fucking pay attention, you can learn, right? I'm saying that as nice as possible. Pay attention, right? Pay attention. That's all you got to do. I'm obviously not going to sit here and break it down like my mentorship, but just pay attention, right? You can put the puzzle pieces together. It depends on how bad you want it, right? That's it. That's it. You can put the puzzle pieces together. That's it. You can. 100%. Next, we have Apple here. Apple chart, right? This is my top watch for a short. Why? What did we do? Last week, we had earnings. We attempted to fill that gap, and we failed, right? We failed to fill that gap. That's weakness, right? What do we have here on the hourly? We have that double top, failure to go higher, break of structure. Now we have that lower high to trade from. So the game plan on Apple this week is one, watch that structure. 208.50, we pop back into it. We could watch it for a short. Or two, if we break this demand here at 202, we can look for that break and hold below to go short back down into the 190s. That's the game plan. Very simple. And all of these charts here, right? SPY, QQQ, these are beautiful A+ setups. Even NQ, right? The same setup I just spoke about. These are beautiful setups, right? These are literal beautiful setups. Like, this could very much so, like I say this with confidence, this could very much so be a short-term top. Like, not even kidding. Like, this could very much so be a short-term top. ES, same thing. Obviously, it's too early to tell, but this is the early signs you see in terms of a reversal, right? These are the very, very early signs, right? Obviously, now we're trading into a big demand, but these are the early signs that you usually see in terms of reversal. Now, everything is what? We're just back in demand, right? We're back in demand now. So this is where you kind of got to be careful, right? If you want to trade NQ, what you would watch now is 1, 2, right? Two things you would watch. Previous structure, 2050. We pop back into that previous structure and fail, form that lower high here. You could look for a short back down into 20,000. Now that's a bit higher risk because if we bounce from this 20,000, that is a big demand, right? That's number one. Number two, We reclaim 2050 after bouncing off this 20,000. That could be a great long entry back into 2125, where you could watch this area here and determine, hey, are we weak off of that previous structure? If we're weak, that's where you can look for that short, or if we're strong, you can look for that continuation, right? That's how you trade, level to level. Just watch price action in between. That's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much it. ES, same exact thing, right? What are you watching for? You're watching for one, a break and hold below that 2650, or two, we pop back into this structure, you're looking for that failure, or we pop back into the supply, you're looking for that failure, right? That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. You establish a trend, which we have developed here overnight, and you trade within it, right? You trade within it. Like, is there a reason to go long right now? And this is probably where a lot of you guys struggle, right? You're like, oh, well, Felony said this demand at 20,000 is big, right? This demand at 20,000 is big. Or you identify it and say, hey, this level is big. This is a big demand, right? The first thing you do is say, hey, we're approaching this demand. I'm long, right? You're long because the level is there versus being long because you got confirmation from price action. There's a big difference, right? Like right now, are we holding 20,000? Yes, we're holding it, right? But there's no confirmation here. We have no bullish hold. We have no candle closure. We have no sign of strength. Sure, are we trading above it? Yeah, we're trading above it. But this can easily flip red and trade lower, right? You need to wait for confirmation, right? The most important when trading is understanding, one, overall market sentiment, structure on the chart that you're watching, trend analysis on multiple time frames, and then you can gauge what you need to do based off of that. So again, going back to what I was talking about, right? Going into the night session, I should say, right? What do? We're coming off of a 23% move to the upside with little relief. We just rejected a major supply, right? We just rejected a major supply. We can all see that this is a major supply, right? Not only did we reject that major supply, but we've broken structure on lower time frames, right? On a lower time frame, this is a downtrend, right? Where we failed that previous structure, right? Which once was support. We attempted to go higher. We failed, right? That's the failure to go higher. That's the double top. That's the indication of a bearish reversal. And then what happened? We broke that structure. That was the confirmation once we formed that lower high after failing to go higher. That's how you trade. That's how you trade. Identify the overall structure, overall trend, trade within it, right? Trade within it. So now, right, seeing this weakness, what are you going to do? You're going to wait for a pop, short it. Or you're going to wait for a test of this demand, a base to be built, and long it. That's simple. But based off tonight's weakness, this looks like it can go a lot lower, right? This does look like it can go a lot lower. Easily, right? This looks like it can go a lot lower easily. Easily. We'll keep an eye on it for a second. Unfortunately, we missed one of the best entries, but it's all good. It's all good. Not stressing it. Stressing it, but not stressing it. But, yeah, man, that's what we're watching this week. Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft. Those are my top watches for individual names. But my main watches are honestly going to be NQ. Honestly going to be ES, QQQ, and SPY. These charts are absolutely beautiful, right? Absolutely beautiful. And this action tonight was honestly beautiful. I wish I honestly traded a little bit more tonight. Like, that was beautiful. Had the double top, failure to go higher, break of structure, got the break and retest. That was your first great short entry. And then we had that break of structure, and then you had the retest there. That was another great short entry. Then we had the bounce, retest of that trendline support, turn resistance, form that lower high. That was another great short entry. Yeah, I mean, tonight was beautiful, man. I'm not gonna lie. Tonight was beautiful. Crypto, we can take a look at. We can take a look at. You guys know my standpoint, man. I told you guys last week. I told you guys throughout the week. That was the pop. You know what I mean? That was the pop that we needed to see. You always see a relief bounce like that in a correction or a bear market, and I think we see lower personally. My standpoint stands the same. Solana back into that supply, Ethereum back into that supply, Bitcoin back into that supply at 100,000. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? Like, I sold majority of my short-term swings today on crypto. I'm likely gonna adjust my long-term tomorrow for equity and we'll go from there. You know, we'll go from there. We'll go from there. This new hourly open yet? Yeah, it just opened. Interesting. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that was beautiful. That 2100 failure was beautiful. All right, let's get into these giveaways, and then we'll call it a night. We'll start off with the I give away my own money, obviously the cash, and then we'll do the Apex accounts. From my understanding, it's whatever you want. You know what I mean? You can literally go to the website and pick any size account you want. I'm gonna give you guys some advice on selecting accounts, but yeah, from my understanding, you literally just pick the account and fucking go. Whatever, it's completely free. Completely free. Wow, man, we made a massive move tonight. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. Alrighty, let's get this giveaway rocking. Like now we're showing a little bit of strength off this 20,000, right? Got that nice little hold, but we need to see a closure, right? We need to see a strong closure, pull back, higher low, and then we could talk about a long, right? Back into this structure. But with how weak we are tonight, I would be more prone just waiting for a pop, lower high, and short it. That's what I would look for. But if we do build a base off this 20,000, I do think there could be value. Or if we lose it, right? Lose 20,000, that opens the door for 19,900. Let me see what we got here. Let me see. Alright, let's get into these giveaways. How many I owe you for the likes? I owe you guys 1 as of right now. I owe you guys 1, so let's go ahead and knock that out, and then we'll get into the Apex ones. Keyword here is going to be Mamba. Tonight's giveaway is going to be in honor of Mamba. He can't win, so it doesn't matter. #1 supporter shows up literally 6 days a week. It's insane. You know, it's honestly insane. The guy, quote unquote, hates me, but he's in the Zoom every day and he shows up on Sunday every day. He deserves to be the code word for tonight. You know what I mean? He deserves it. He earned it. You know, he earned it. We gotta give him the code word tonight. Mamba earned it for sure. Appreciate you, Mamba. No matter what you say, man. I know deep down you really you love me, man. I'm hawking NQ for an entry. Like, literally hawking it. Literally hawking it. Alright, we're going to knock this out. I don't know what I have to do for this Apex stuff. Obviously, it's my first time. So, hopefully... Let me see... Alright, give me 1 second here, y'all. I don't know. This is the thing, too. Like, right? Like, genuinely speaking, right? I want to ask you guys, right? Like, if you dislike me as a person, that's one thing, right? But you cannot say one bad thing that I've done to anybody, right? Like, nothing. There's only one person that I've spoke bad about publicly, and he deserved it because he scammed people. But outside of that, I don't, you know, there's nothing you can say bad about me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I consider myself one of the most honest and transparent in this space for a very valid reason, right? Very valid reason. Alrighty, let's get this thing rocking. Pick the first winner here. Good luck, everybody. Benjamin Garnica. Congratulations. That's the first winner. Whoops, I don't know what I just did. Benjamin. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Running low on time here. That's me. Perfect. Congratulations. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think I need to send Dom money, don't I? Yeah, I do. All right. Let's move on. How many likes do we have? How many likes do we have? I think my computer just froze. It's all right. We'll work on that in a second. We'll work on that in a second. All right, I just sent that. And then we'll do these Apex accounts, and then we'll rock out. Alrighty, let's get this thing rocking. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Alright, let's do these Apex. This is a first, so hopefully it goes smooth. Got 5, so there should be 5 different winners. Let's see what we got here. Alright, let's reset this. Reset entries. Giveaway options. First keyword is going to be turbo. Good luck, everybody. We'll do 5 separate ones, and then we'll call it a night. So I'm trying to make them quick, not take up too much of your guys' time. But like on a real note, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not trying to be, you know, cocky. I'm not trying to be anything other than, yeah, no need to type multiple times. Just type one time, you're good to go. But what realistically, what could you say bad about me? Like, if you don't like me as a person, that's one thing. Totally got you. But there's not a single thing that I've done wrong to anybody in this space. You know what I mean? Nothing. Literally nothing. Like, I haven't publicly spoken on the situation that happened. If I did, my perspective would change everybody's opinion, right? Whoever thinks that I did something wrong, if I spoke my truth, that would completely change, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, people are going to paint the picture that they want to believe. So, you know, you just got to let them. You know what I mean? It's not my job. You know what I mean? It's not my job. It's not my job. Because remember, when it comes to social media, you can be anything you want to be. You know what I mean? I choose to be honest and transparent and show that, right? My actions match with my words, right? A lot of other people, words do not match with their actions, right? And that's where the problem comes in. Good luck. First person, Rahul Chitkara. Rahul Chitkara. Let me see. Where you at? Let me type in the code. There we go. Wow, it's actually not about to get it. Got 7 seconds. I know there's a little delay, but it's not more than a minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds, and then we have to keep it pushing. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna give you 4 more seconds. You got lucky, man. I'll be honest with you. You got lucky. Any future reference, that's the most time I'll wait. 1 minute and 13 seconds. If you're longer than 1 minute 13 seconds, you're shit out of luck. Alrighty, let's reset this one more time. On to giveaway number 2. Keyword is going to be 2. All you got to type is 2 in the chat, TWO, 1 time. 1 time. That is it. Just type it in the chat 1 time, TWO. Why won't I speak my piece? Because first things first is what's it going to do for me, right? What's it going to do for me? Like in all reality, right? What's it going to do for me? I know the truth, right? Everybody around me knows the truth, right? Anybody with 2 eyes, 2 ears should know the truth, right? Realize, 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 right? It's that simple. I'll say it one more time, slowly. Real eyes. Realize. Real lies. If you need me to type it out, I will. Here, I'll type it out. Maybe this will help. There you go. Again. Real eyes. Realize. Real lies. Alright? So, just keep it pushing like that. Alrighty. Good luck, everybody. Dan C. Dan C. Congratulations. I'll break down the Apex stuff here in a moment, so just hang tight with me. Alright? Hang tight with me for the people who are winning these accounts. Just hang tight. I'll break everything down and explain how it all works. Alright? Hang tight. I'm actually going to save a couple of these for tomorrow. So we'll do one more. We'll do one more. Alright. Last one. Let's run this back. Did they even type? I don't even know. Whatever. I fucked up. It's my fault. Oh, yeah, he did. I seen him type. Alright, keyword is going to be last. Good luck, everybody. Keyword is going to be last. Good luck, everybody. What's the charts doing here? We got a fresh 4-hour too. That's huge. Fresh 4-hour, fresh hourly. Fresh 4-hour, fresh hourly. 15 minutes forming. Ooh. Hold the fuck up. Gold. We got that failure on gold. Oh, shit. If gold, mark my words, whether it happens now or later, gold just failed that 32.75, right? We attempted to go higher. We failed. If we close weak right here, this is a prime short. If we close weak here in the next 40 seconds, if we close below 32.72, simply go short with a stop loss above those highs. That's exactly what I'm going to do. 30 seconds. That's exactly what I'm going to do. In 30 seconds. Close weak here. Taking it. That's that failure we were waiting on. Got that retest of that supply. Whoops. Let me fix this. Hourly. What do we notice here? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Failure. Attempt to go higher. Failed. Now we got that bearish pin bar forming here. 15 minute. Or excuse me, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's not the right chart. There we go. 15 minute just closed. Massive bearish engulfing. Looks freaking great. That's my game plan. Very simple. Right? Got that weak closure. Looks good. Stop above those highs. 32.80. First target, 32.58. Second target, 32.28. So if you want to look at this from like a risk to reward standpoint, risking literally 10 points for even here, right? That's a 2R trade. It's a 4R trade. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. That simple. That simple. That simple. Oh, shit. The giveaway. All right. Good luck, everybody. Left Lane Car Reviews. This name sounds familiar. Sounds very familiar. Where you at? 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 Perfect. There we go. Left Lane Car Reviews. Congratulations. Alrighty. So, we got 4 different winners tonight. 4 different winners. I'm going to break down everything for you guys right now. Number 1, right? Benjamin Garnica. You won the cash. All you have to do is follow the pin message. Okay? Perfect. Now, Rahul, Chitkara, Dan C, Left Lane Car Reviews. Again, you guys follow the pinned message. Dom is going to give you a unique code when you go to Apex, right? So what you're going to do, I'm going to show you guys right now. All right? Gold looks fucking amazing, by the way. I'm going to show you guys right now. Pick whatever size account you want, right? Does not matter. Any size account. Doesn't matter, right? It's good for any account size, right? So you can go over here to Trade of 8, 25, 50, 100, 150K, 250K, 300K. Make sure it's a Trade of 8 account, right? Trade of 8, Trade of 8, Trade of 8, Trade of 8, Trade of 8. You can pick any one of these, okay? Once you do so, you're going to get a screen like this, right? You're going to enter the code Dom gives you right here. All right, type in whatever the code is, right? Obviously, that's not the code, but I'm giving an example, right? Then you check off all the boxes, go to the next screen, check out as normal, right? Now, I'm going to give you guys some advice, okay? I'm going to give you guys some advice. Profit target to trailing drawdown ratio. The best accounts are 50 or 150K. 50K is perfectly fine if you plan on trading micros, but if you want to be aggressive with minis, I would go with 150Ks because profit target is 9K, drawdown is 5K. If you go up higher than 150K, say for example 250 or 300, the profit target on a 250K is 15,000 to a $6,500 drawdown. That's horrible, right? You have less than half of drawdown versus profit target. 300K, you get an extra $1,000 from the 250K. So you get $7,500 worth of drawdown, but you have to make 20K, right? A 50K account, drawdown is 2,500, profit target is 3K. That's a great ratio, right? That's a great ratio. 150K, that's also a decent ratio, right? 5K drawdown for a 9K profit target, right? That's still decent. 50 or 150K is what I recommend, always, across the board. I personally, like I said, I trade with the 150Ks, but if you wanted to trade, with higher, you could, right? No problem. You could. You could. Wow, look at NQ. I need to stop talking so much, man, because y'all distract me from fucking trading. If anybody took that, that was fucking beautiful. That was a 50-point move. That's $1,000 right there. Hopefully some of you guys took it. Literally, exactly what I said wanted to happen, happened. What did I say? I want to see a base get built, strong closure, send it. That simple. That simple. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's live, man. Wow, 1,400 people, right? 1,400 people, and I'm just one person, right? I don't have a million followers to back me or anything like that. I'm just one person, man, and that means a lot to me, guys. It means a lot to me that you guys show up every single Sunday, or at least this Sunday. For anybody that's new here, welcome. For everybody that attends regularly, shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Your support is very appreciated. You guys know I've been doing these live for literal years, 4 or 5 years now. I've only missed a handful. I give away my own money every single live, straight out of my pocket. And most importantly, I hope you guys learn from these, right? There's a lot of value here. And like I said, I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything like that. I'm being humble saying this, that you can literally learn how to trade from these lives, right? You can. You show up, you take initiative, you can do it, right? But yeah, man, shout out to all of you guys. Congrats to the winners tonight, 4 different winners. And yeah, man, we got a massive week ahead of us. We got some beautiful charts ahead of us. I'm very excited for it. Hopefully you guys are as well. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to start switching up the live schedule. I'll give you guys an update on that. I'm going to start focusing on the open by myself. Probably go out live a little bit later, but we'll see. It's not concrete yet. I'm kind of bouncing around from last week. Obviously, last week was a little bit hectic for me. But yeah, man, you know what? We live and we learn from our mistakes, and we keep it pushing. For anybody that doesn't like me, I mean, hey, man, that's a you problem. I wish peace and love to everyone. Especially everybody here, man, taking time out of their day to come kick it. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I do my best to help in every way possible. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's have a great week. Most importantly, a great green week. And yeah, man, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Peace, everybody.